So since Temporal Rain got buffed, the heroes that use it also received an indirect buff, and one of them is Alucard. I was using Alucard in the gold lane here, and my teammates were already making a fuss. Like I said in my previous videos, players who are loud during the draft are usually the ones who play the worst, all bark and no bite. And once again, this game will prove it. They'd rather have a Hanabi or Layla as a marksman than a fighter, just so the team has a proper marksman. Players like that barely understand the game. They don't improve because they stick to the only strategy they know. But again, I'll say it, not all fighters are good in the gold lane. Usually, only damage-type fighters like Freya, Alucard, or Masha work well because they can fight solo, even against multiple enemies. For those who refuse to be open-minded about fighter gold laners, can you tell me what advantage a marksman has over the fighters I mentioned? And more importantly, do your random teammates actually make use of those supposed advantages? Some say it's because marksmen push towers faster, but later, I'll show you my 30k plus turret damage. Plus, you can't just freely hit turrets when enemies are defending. As a marksman, you have to be extra careful because once you get caught, you're dead in an instant. Anyway, you're probably wondering why I'm still at epic rank when I already reached legend in my last upload. A lot of people were confused in the comments because they didn't know that I use 2 accounts. Right now, I'm playing on my other account, which is currently at epic 2, and in this video, I'll be pushing it to legend. Watch the whole video to see how much of an impact the Temporal Rain buff had on Alucard. All I can say is that he's insanely solid right now. His skills feel almost unlimited. I might even spam Alucard this season since I just bought his legend skin. Though, to be honest, I'm not really satisfied with its visuals and sound effects. I mean, it's a legend skin, so it should have the highest quality, right? But that's not how it is. There are skins that look even better than legend skins, like the KOF skins, for example. This legend skin is almost on the same level as a Lightborn skin. At this point, I really thought I was going to get a Savage, but Badang managed to escape with just a sliver of HP. It was a shame because I switched targets to Mia. I even thought Badang would give me the Savage, but he didn't, so I just ended it. And just like that, my first game is over. Now let's check the grades of those teammates who were so loud during the draft. And there it is. They got silver, and their grades aren't even half of mine. Told you, players like that are only good at trash talking, but not at actually playing. Also, I already dealt 20k plus turret damage in that game, but later, you'll see the 30k plus. In my second game, I went jungle because I had a teammate spamming the current top 3 marksmen in Mobile Legends. The top 3 I hate having as teammates. These players never adjust, no matter how high your win rate is. But that's fine because this will also show you how strong Alucard is in the jungle right now. And honestly, I'd say he's an even better jungler than a gold laner, if you're actually a jungle main. As for me, I'm not that good at jungling, so I prefer gold lane. But yeah, as a jungler, you can carry your teammates better since the flow of the game depends on your rotations, and major objectives like Lord or Turtle are in your hands. I mostly cut out the parts where I was just farming since there's not much to learn from that anyway. I used Flame Retribution in this game. I just copied it from top players. But I get why they use it. You don't really need Ice Retribution since Alucard can easily chase down enemies with his skills, especially his passive. Snowballing with Alucard as a jungler is so easy. You really have to play aggressively. I even got a triple kill here and invaded the enemy's buff, but Lunix managed to steal it and even taunted me, like she was sarcastically thanking me, which was actually pretty funny. If you want to use Alucard, your first option should always be jungle if you really want to carry your teammates. Gold lane should only be your second option, but you know how rare it is to use him there without your teammates complaining. It's also harder to play him in the gold lane, and that's usually what I prefer. Something more challenging, right? My teammates got taken down here, and I'll try to turn things around. Try at least. I even got a triple kill here, and this moment really highlighted the impact of the Temporal Rain buff. And here I finally got some payback for what Lunix did earlier. She was definitely annoyed. Take note that you don't need to get the kill yourself for the duration to increase by 2 seconds. It says kill or assist, so even if your teammate steals the kill, the duration still extends, which is actually a really good buff. There are moments in this game where my teammates are just exceptionally good at feeding. But here I am again, cleaning up their mess. In this part, I thought I could kill Selena, so I aimed my first skill at Martis instead. But he survived because of the shield from his first skill. Still, I managed to kill him under their turret anyway. You should also take note that Alucard is one of the heroes who benefits the most from Rose Gold Meteor because of his ultimate, which gives up to 30% hybrid lifesteal. Even he doesn't build other lifesteal items. Rose Gold Meteor is a perfect fit for him. It makes his sustain so much better. So far, there haven't been any major nerfs to Rose Gold Meteor, just a price increase, which is actually a good thing because that item is pretty broken on certain heroes. Even for marksmen, who only get half of the hybrid defense, it's still a solid choice. Just like Corrosion Scythe, where marksmen only get half of the passive effect, but still build it, right? That's why I don't get people who say War Axe isn't good on Granger just because he only gets half of its effects. I mean, if we apply that logic, then marksmen shouldn't be building Corrosion Scythe or Rose Gold Meteor either, right? Do you see what's wrong here? So this is my third game and I'm back in the gold lane, this time using the Lightborn skin. Now tell me, does the Legend skin really have a huge advantage over this one? Before this game, I was already Epic 1 with 3 stars, so most likely, I just need 2 more wins to reach Legend on this account. But who knows? I might still lose. I killed Claude here, and I couldn't stop laughing at what happened to Angela. Sorry, you fought well though. Then here I got destroyed by Martis. He's really strong in the early game, especially as a jungler while I'm just in the gold lane. He even spammed recall to disrespect me, so of course I made sure to get my revenge right away. The enemies looked like they were auditioning here, going in one by one. Too bad I didn't get a Maniac. Karina stole the kill. Oh, by the way, did you see Zilong's role during the draft? He was on Fill the Role, and it's funny because the missing role was a mage, but he still picked Zilong. Then he ended up in the EXP lane, so he didn't even have a proper lane. Here I just focused on pushing since the enemy's mid lane turret was still up, while ours was completely exposed, mainly because we didn't have a mage. I thought I could take on all 3 of them, but my damage wasn't enough, and I didn't have anti-heal yet, so I just decided to recall instead. In this game, I dealt a huge amount of turret damage because I was the only one really pushing. Meanwhile, the Zilong players I get as teammates barely do any turret damage. But that's also the downside of the medal system. I feel like it doesn't give enough points to players who deal a lot of turret damage. Most of the time, if you keep split pushing and focusing on objectives, you only get silver. It's ironic because taking down turrets is what actually wins games, not KDA or hero damage, but that's the thing that gets the least points. At least they fixed that weird issue where 2 players could have the same grade, but one would get silver while the other got gold or even bronze. And yeah, it's harder to get gold medals now. Claude was pretty annoying here, constantly split pushing. Earlier he managed to escape, but this time he didn't, because I already knew exactly what he was going to do. Did you see who said that? Someone literally said push first, but they're not even pushing themselves. That's hilarious. Here, I was the one pushing while also zoning the enemies at the same time. Then my sustain here was insane because of Angela's heal and my spell vamp. My HP suddenly filled up while the enemies had already used up their skills, but mine were about to be available again. That's why Alucard's skills feel so spammable. I'm at 4 stars now after this game, so most likely one more win and I'll reach Legend. When using Alucard, you can expect stats like these. His damage dealt and damage received are always about the same.
Demons.
I have prepared.
Here, I had another Hanabi spammer as a teammate. The only marksman she used is Hanabi. And because she spammed her so much, she even played her in EXP lane and roam. Oh, and I had another Zilong teammate too. In this game, Hanabi and Zilong basically carried us. Or did they? Watch how they feed. Just kidding. This Hanabi was actually strong because she always uses the hero, meaning she's really experienced with her. That's how it should be, right? But that's not the case for most marksman users. And as for Zilong, would you believe he had 0 turret damage this game? And there it is. They even died at the same time. Meanwhile, my matchup in the gold lane was really strong and their teammates kept rotating to my lane, so I got crushed in the early game. I've only lost once on this account so far, and that one loss was when I played EXP lane. That just shows how hard it is to carry teammates when you're only in the EXP lane. I think the same thing happened on my other account, which I posted about yesterday.
Let me show you the art of killing.
My opponent here plays very carefully and clearly knows what they're doing. They maximize their ultimate to provide vision effectively. And watch how I bait him to secure the kill. As soon as I saw him dash forward, I knew he was dead. That's why Rose Gold Meteor is such a great bait item, especially if the enemy doesn't know you have it. They won't expect it, thinking you're about to die, and then suddenly, you get a shield. But I ended up dying here. Finally, our roamer decided to rotate. Now, watch how strong she is. The score is already 4-17, but I know I can still carry my teammates. This happens most of the time, so you get used to it. Eventually, you also learn how to make use of your useless teammates. I managed to shut down Karina and was about to go for the other 2 enemies. But it looked like I couldn't take them down yet since my damage wasn't enough. It's fine though. Our Hanabi and Zilong will get stronger later anyway. Look at Suyu's prediction here, it was so sick. I was honestly amazed by that. Granger went a bit too deep here, so I was able to take him down. Our Zilong is getting stronger now, and Hanabi, well, she's also getting stronger at feeding. I was so amazed by them that I didn't even notice Karina was already killing me. These 2 are really hard to kill. Matilda always has a shield, and Lilia still has her ultimate. But once they ran out of skills, right when mine came off cooldown, I took them down. Then Cho showed up, so I immediately recalled.
Let me show you the
Anyways, comment down below which game was your favorite in this video, so I'll know if you made it this far. I just want to thank you for always supporting me. And that's it. The game is over. Big thanks to Zilong and Hanabi for carrying us. Seriously. It's honestly impressive that Zilong had 0 turret damage. I mean, come on, it's Zilong.